Hello, everybody. Manly is here, and welcome back to another episode of Stalker 2. And today we're going to be continuing with the main quest at Astra per Aspera. Our objectives are to acquire a suit with a high degree of side protection and to disable the side beacons in the swamp. Now that I got Professor Kalancha's map, I'm ready to confront Faust and reclaim my scanner. However, I first need to deactivate the side beacons in the swamps to open the path to clear sky. It won't be a walk in the park. Some specialized equipment could come in handy. So, I don't know where specifically we're going to get this. Um, when we show on map, it does bring us to the Icarus locations. However, that is a heavily fortified area by the ward. What we do have, though, to possibly meet that stipulation is our wonderful ecologist suit that has a fair amount of side protection. Now, I don't know if this will be enough, but I think we are more than willing and ready to find out. If it turns out we are wrong, then I think we may consider trying to find where exactly that psi protection may be. But in any case, I think we are ready to roll out. We have our clusterfuck and our monolith shotgun. We're also at a decent amount of weight. And so with that being said, I think we're ready to go. As you can see, our last episode, we have ousted Kaylana as a traitor to Sultan and Beard, trying to take over the Zeton area of the zone for herself. While I respect the initiative, when she asked me to assassinate Sultan and Beard, I couldn't, however, go through with it as they both knew they were being duped. And I think it might be for all the better. So let's run down to these markers and see exactly what we're in store for. I'm gonna ready this because I see a enemy. I don't think it's him. Potentially somebody or something else. We're going to save just in case. I believe those characters just disappeared. Outstanding. And did they come up behind us? They sure did. Okay. Well, it's not Stalker if there isn't just a little bit of jank. And I try and find the fastest way across this swamp. That was close. Because I don't want to get... And look at that. Good thing we pulled that out in time. Like always, we'll equip our bear detector. And as I said previously, I really want to be able to find more artifacts because I feel like I'm not using them to the best of my abilities. I don't know how dangerous these bubbles are, but look at that. And our new urchin artifact. Let's just see what it looks like. And that is very impressive. I like the color and that effect it gives off. But let us continue and get out of here. And we can see what exactly the urchin does. Okay. So we'll put that back on. An uncommon artifact found in acid anomalies. Submerging the artifact in a test tube filled with saline solution triggers the accelerated growth of its needles. The process ceases once the needles have completely filled the vessel. And it gives us a medium amount of radio protection, which is great because now we may be able to offset the effects of other artifacts. And out of curiosity, I'm just going to explore this building. And we have a couple of waters and a ATM with some 45 rounds. Those two things are incompatible, so I'm sure whoever left it there probably didn't make it too far into the zone. Okay. And we are coming up on the swamp area that may possess and it looks like we have a wow. You sure did. I'm gonna try and scoop that up before you guys do, if you don't mind. Okay. I'm curious if any of you,
Hey, man.
you look like you're in charge.
Well, here we are. Do you need anything?
I would have liked to sell that PTM, but I guess that'll have to wait.
Only morons believe that the
Okay. Nothing important. I was hoping he would give us some insight of what we might be running into.
Hey, man. See you.
Nothing from you. Okay. Looks like nothing of importance but some anti-radiation drugs, some condensed milk. And that looks to be it. We do have a couple of sausages that we'll pick up. Vodka and beer, just in case. Well, it was great to spend time with you guys. I'm on my way. Okay. And I'm really not sure what we're going to expect. But I'm already hearing something that is concerning. Nope. Yes. I don't quite see what is making that noise. So it may behoove me to try and steer clear of it. Because whatever it is, it does sound rather large. See one of those sausages we found? We are getting ample radiation protection. Yeah, I cannot see whatever's making that noise. Okay. And it looks like we may have to cross this body of water. But let's check over here first. And I'm only doing that because I really want to ensure that there's nothing around that we could be using to our advantage. And okay, this is full of anomalies. Let's see what we're working with. We have one right there. I'm gonna run in here. Oh no. And I don't know if I want to spend my time. Okay. Just so we can get better direction, let's pull this out and see exactly where we need to go. Okay. And we got the compass. Outstanding. Okay. Let's see if that little trip was worth it. A legendary artifact found in gravitational anomalies. Stalkers hold the belief that whoever discovers and holds onto the compass will gain the ability to safely navigate the zone's most treacherous areas. That is an amazing find, because it gives us maximum radiation protection at the detriment of, or sorry, maximum physical protection at the detriment of maximum radiation damage. And while our ecologist suit does give us a pretty healthy amount of radiation protection, I doubt that it can give us the radiation we need. It's only just a little bit though. So we're almost there. I think if we can get it just a sliver higher, we can negate those effects. Okay. So let's save, and then we shall get to this first beacon. And it looks like we're gonna go around this large body of water over to where that outpost might be. And that is a really awesome detail, having the raindrops hit that metal container. I think that's a really cool detail. And another artifact. Those dogs look like they need to be, unfortunately, put out of their misery. Okay. I do appreciate the cluster in its high capacity magazine and high rate of fire, especially when it comes to some of our rival enemies like the dog. Can search this one, and I think we unfortunately may have crashed. Okay, we are back. Sorry about that. I did have to start from where I killed all the dogs, and there was a zombie lurking about. So let's continue and bring out our detector again, because we did have an artifact about. We'll get this back. And we have gotten the dead sponge. Okay. Let's look at the dead sponge. An uncommon artifact found in thermal anomalies. Powered dead sponge used to be sought after by practitioners of alternative medicine on the mainland. The remedy's popularity waned following a series of deaths amongst its users. And it looks like we have some company. Okay. I was not expecting an armed resistance. But that goes to show my ineptitude here in the zone. I really am curious to where they came from, because not every instance is the same. Meaning, okay, barely survived that one. Let's try and find out who our attackers are. And it seems as if they spawn from out of nowhere. Curious. Which is not something that I truly believe. I think it may be the effect of this piece of equipment. So let's go try and shut it off. Okay, so we shut it off. Got one. And there's another dog lurking about, but I don't see other soldiers. Oh. That is an interesting enemy. One that we have not yet encountered. And I think this might be difficult. Let's use our shotgun and Okay. I'd rather not waste the ammo that I have on... I feel like I'm just gonna be shooting in circles. Wonder if... And another crash. Okay. And we're back. And I don't know how to effectively defeat this. I don't want to get down because these guys are going to easily overwhelm me. Let's see if I can... Let's see. Okay, there he is. And a grenade in my own area. I think what we might try and do is lure them into this field. Okay. And I think we'll just let them... I think we got it. And we did, but unfortunately we're out of med kits. And okay, that was tough considering that we were a little unprepared. I do want to see what it was though. A piece of pseudo dog hide. Okay, and that is a definitely new enemy. And those are just dog hides. Okay. All right, let's eat, try and replenish some health, and save because uh-oh. I would rather not go through that ordeal again and find our next closest objective, which is going to be right in front of us at what looks to be a church. Okay, I don't see anything immediately. That's not to say there isn't enemies around as indicated by our compass. But where they are, I'm sure we will find out soon enough. And
Timing, man.
Ain't no one here. Chill, boys. I smell bullshit.
if I could only get a shot off. Okay, but it doesn't seem like we're alone. And this cat is a Bayan Whisker. And it seems as those voices were coming from up top. A bandage, not what we need, but we'll take it. Some ammo, I'd like to save. We're gonna take all that. Oh. And there was another one. Outstanding. Let's use that to replenish what we have. And then I'm sure we'll need to find a way up. Nothing back there. There was a cutout under here. Let's save and prepare to go in. Oh, we need to just get that one and we're good. Okay. Not a fan of this scenario. We do have a frog. And it looks like it led us to a potential way up. I'd like to destroy that completely. And I am not the best at jumping in this game. I don't know if you guys have picked up on that in the past couple episodes, but there we go. Okay. And I don't know if those voices were in our head or the result of people here. But that cat did look like it was not starving, which I'm glad we put it down. Okay. I think... I don't know how well we can trust those foiler boards, but let's go ahead and turn this off. And then I'd like to make my way down the tower. And I want to play these. I think this is a nice area to play these past couple of notes that we found. So let's play this first
To
one.
all Clear Sky personnel, we have been forced to leave the base. It is impossible to determine the exact date of our return at this time. In order to keep the base secure in the absence of scientific personnel, I have reconfigured 5 emission monitoring beacons. In addition to reading higher order psi effects, their functionality has now been supplemented with the emission of psi radiation into the surrounding environment. I hope that this will be enough to keep everything intact until our return.
So a couple of important notes there. One is that there's 5 beacons, and we only have 4 on our map. And 2, that they leak that psi radiation into the environment, which has created these mutated beings.
What's going on? I can't feel anyone. Where are they? Tell me where they are. Why are you silent? Say something. Anything.
Okay. And that second recording probably gives us an idea to the effects of the psi radiation. And I have still yet to figure out what that is stumbling around. Interesting. Let's go ahead and save, because that does look dangerous. Rather take the safe way down, or what I presume is safe. Okay. No, I don't want that. Don't want that either. And I think whatever could be making that noise is coming from in there. And I'm inclined to investigate. And it's an invisible mutant. Let's not waste our shotgun ammo on... see if we can draw him out. This little bastard. I don't know. I always think of that meme, that Tarkov meme of, first shot through third shot miss, 4 through 7 hit plates, 8 shot obvious miss. And I just feel like that has been my time playing this game, and that I miss 100% of the shots that I take. So let's see if we can't. Is there 2 of them? I think there might be 2 of them. Okay. I think just the one. We're gonna use our bandage just to get a little bit of health back, in the hopes that we can find more. Glad that we're getting some mutant parts to sell down the line. And let's save. And see if there's anything of value in here that could be beneficial to us. And I'm not seeing much. I feel like I did run past a stash though. That's locked. Interesting. But there should be an alternate way in. Let's see. I don't see anything in the walls. Or on the roof. Maybe I can... I was hoping to try and... Okay. Shoot it open, and we did. Let's see. We got a GP 37 in good condition, and some high cap magazines for it as well. A side block, 9x18 ammo, and a stash. Outstanding. Well worth it, I would say. We have some AP rounds for both the 9x19 and the 45 caliber, and some 5.56 much needed med kits, bandages, and some other supplies. Outstanding. Okay, I think we have exhausted our time here. Let's move to the next area. Before I do, I feel like there was a stash close by here, but I think I may have been wrong. Okay, I was. That's fine. We'll go out the back and just double check we aren't missing anything. Maybe we might have a medkit in here. Just wanted to I feel like I was about to walk in on a trip mine for some reason. Did you hear that knocking? going to pretend to ignore that, but I would be lying if I said that didn't send shivers down my spine. Okay. Oh. Not what I was expecting. Rather not get mauled to death. I just cannot get a beat on these guys to save my life. Okay. I think we'll proceed. Or not. Now, possibly? Unless any other rodents want to get in my way. Of course, let's investigate this structure. Maybe there's a key for us somewhere. You know, me and jumping. Surprised I made that the first time. And a crit mine with a much needed grenade. What do we have? We have an SVDM2. I'll pick it up. I just don't know if we'll be able to hold on to it long, considering our weight is now pretty high. Let's bring all that ammunition with us. And that medkit. We do have a PDA with a new note. Note from an observation post. I do hear something coming up, though. If it is one of those rodents, I'm going to be very surprised. No, we have some zombies. We have one. And two. I'm sure it's a rodent. Nothing can reach us here. I say that, but let's look at that PDA we got. While I was chilling here, I saw a flesh torn apart in a whirligig. Always watch your step, my friend. You still gotta catch up. I wonder who that was too. And I think, out of an abundance of caution, we are gonna wait out this storm So we'll rest here, and that is interesting. And perhaps quite deadly. We're gonna rest here for the storm to pass, so we will be back. Okay. We have some lightning replaced by some heavy rainfall, and that will do. So let us proceed back. Kill that little bugger. And there are little rodents everywhere. No, get back here. I'm not done with you. You're just gonna come find me somewhere else and harass me. Do you want to see what that is over there? Let us inspect. I'm sure it's something that will kill us very quickly. But maybe. And I was right. I feel like I have grown a sixth sense in my deaths here, so we're just gonna press on. Some enemies yet again have found their way to us. And if I had to wager, it would be those little rodents at the very least. I do see something up ahead. I'm sure that is an enemy, but maybe. Okay. Would like to get on some flat land. Whatever that mutant is, I'm gonna let it come here.
You will be destroyed.
S.T.A.L.K.E.R, squirrel, I am sure. And it is those soldiers again. I don't know where they're coming from. Um, or if they've always been there. eat a sausage. Prepare for this fight. And it is a controller. Not the funnest thing to fight by any means, and can be extremely dangerous, especially with these enemies around. We just have to kind of take our shots as they present themselves. And those enemies are back, but I think we may have met our demise. Death 83. Okay, let's try and get through this. All right. Let's try and restore our health and hunger. And I do want to know where those soldiers are coming from. Okay, good thing we took those dogs down because they would be a rather large annoyance. I don't quite see anything yet. Is this gentleman impervious? My bullets, he is not. Let's put our AP rounds on. Let's see if we can't pick this controller off from far away. Use a couple headshots. We do have a fairly good amount of psi resistance too, so I'm hoping that that explains why he isn't damaging us. And I'm trying to, as expertly as I can, shoot him from far away. I don't know if he's down. him. Kill that one, and I don't think he is. But let us move up and see if we can engage. And I want to be careful because I have a strong feeling that those soldiers are still very close by and are notorious for spawning when we least expect them. And he is down. Awesome. Okay. Let's try and get all that we can before the next fight. We have a piece of a controller's brain, which is great. We'll see what ammunition that we can scrounge up as well. And everything counts. We are a little bit overweight, but that's okay. Do have some enemies nearby still. I'm just going through, trying to collect what I can, and then we shall make haste. I can't save right now, so of course, the infinitely spawning rodents. Okay, great. We saved. If there was ever a time for the game to crash, it would be right now. And let us disconnect this one. And we'll play this.
What have I done wrong? Why have you abandoned me? Was I not your voice? What have I done to deserve your silence? Why must I wander in the dark without my brothers, without purpose? Answer me! Forgive me. I know I must not doubt. But how can I know your will if I cannot hear you? Show me the way. Let me know I am not alone.
It's like Faust was slowly losing his mind. Okay. Let's continue to take stock of this place and exploit it for everything that we can. You never know what could be in there. Plenty of block, which if we come in contact with another controller, I would very much like to use. And we will go to our last objective. Nope, I don't want to carry that. I will unload it, but I will drop it. Great. Let's see if this has anything to offer. It does not look to be that way. Okay. Off we go, and we'll save. And we will be going to our last beacon. Let's top up on health. And I already hear an enemy. Let's go ahead and turn our light off. That does not sound good at all. I'd like to find a better way around. So I think we're going to skirt around this way. And while we're down here, I would also like to get that stash. Get something on my scanner, even if briefly. I do like checking out these abandoned buildings. I think they are really cool. If not for their feeling of exploration. Okay, I don't... Oh. Okay. We're gonna save after that little hiccup. And it seems it may not have much to offer outside of a good view of the swamp and some ammunition and a lot of radiation, which I am grateful for our ecologist suit. But I feel like we're missing something because typically places like these have to have something to offer. Let's go in one more time. See if there's an access point to up there. Um, there isn't. Okay. Maybe we were wrong. Interesting. And it's surrounded by a glass dome. There must be something in there, but again, I don't want to waste too much time. So let's continue. This is rather one of the more annoying parts of the swamp. And we are close to our objective. We do have another house we could investigate. Let's see if anything is of value in there. I feel like I am having deja vu. Ah, that is interesting. Okay, it is a teleportation. That is interesting indeed. Wow, okay. So those houses do hold significance. And that's what that little hiccup was. Or just a very interesting bug. Okay. Good there. Let's save. We'll eat. And I don't want to get caught up in that wind gust, because... Okay. Glad I survived that one. And we'll turn off the final beacon. Pass through the worn shack. Let's go ahead and read that note.
His name, Strider, is unknown to me, but he is what he is. You are the one who sent him to me. I know it. He says our brothers are scattered all over the zone, lost, no memory of themselves. He too did not know who he was. But that doesn't matter anymore. Strider and I will find the others and help them remember. Whatever has forced you to remain silent, we shall find the reason and set things right together. This I swear.
Okay. Alright, now we have to go through the Warren Shack, which I imagine was that teleportation shack that we were exploring earlier. We'll get these. Of course, save. A dragonfly. We do have an artifact close by. Got a little too brave. Okay. That's okay. We're gonna get through the Warren Shack at the very least. But of course, I can never leave any artifact unfound if I'm gonna be here. I don't know if I got it or if it escaped my clutches. Oh, I did get it. It's a crown. Outstanding. We know that we can fetch a pretty healthy price for that. And for the Warren Shack, we do need to go to the other side. So we're just gonna follow this around. Something just spawned behind us. And one-shotted us. Outstanding. I think I might just have to run. If that thing is gonna one-shot me, then I have little choice but to run. So I just do not have the physical protection to protect myself. And I don't think it is in pursuit. We're gonna save. And there is an emission storm coming in. Okay. Just gonna keep it going. I think I gotta go around because I'm definitely not gonna have the speed to outrun it. Um, okay. I'm hoping this shelter will suffice. And that I didn't get transported to. Okay. And we're just waiting out the submission. Which apparently this shack was not the best place to do so. So we may have to run further. Yeah, I was unsure if it would qualify as enough protection. Um, so let's see how far we can get. Okay, and this is the shelter that it wanted us to get into. Standing. Okay. And I think with that, we will stop here and continue next time. I really appreciate you guys stopping by and sticking through that with me. I know it can be sometimes aggravating to watch. I feel your frustration when I play. But all else, I hope to see you next episode.